The sun burned hot that afternoon as an old woman dragged a small wheelbarrow filled with oranges and bananas down a long paved street. Her scarf was faded, her slippers worn, and her hands trembled as she pushed forward. No one looking at her would have guessed that she was once Madame Teresa Kingsley, a woman who once owned real estate companies, traveled in private jets, and lived in mansions that overlooked the sea. But after years abroad, Teresa had returned. Her only daughter, Vanessa, now lived in a huge mansion on the island, one that Teresa had bought for her years ago before traveling overseas. Reports from trusted staff said Vanessa had changed. She was cold, proud, and rude to anyone who didn't look important. Teresa couldn't believe it. Her daughter, the same girl she had raised with humility and kindness, now looked down on those who served her. Teresa, she sold fruits around her daughter's neighborhood, quietly watching Vanessa's routine. One morning, as the mansion's gate opened and Vanessa stepped out in her sleek white car, Teresa called out softly, "Madam, please buy small banana, go help me feed myself." Vanessa's face twisted in irritation. She looked at the woman from head to toe, disgust written all over her.
"Get out of her! Get out of here! Get out of her! Get out of here!"
"Please move away from my car. You people don't know how to respect yourselves. Go and beg somewhere else." Teresa smiled faintly. "You look like my daughter. Her name is Vanessa." That sentence made Vanessa pause briefly. Her eyes hardened. "And you think it's funny to joke about something like that? Get away from here." She slammed her car door and drove off, leaving her mother standing quietly by the gate. That night, Teresa sat alone by the roadside, tears filling her eyes. She realized her worst fear had come true. Her daughter had lost her heart. But she didn't return home that night. She stayed. She had one more thing to do. The next morning, Teresa changed her disguise. She walked up to the mansion and asked the head security guard if they needed a cleaner. Her voice trembled as she spoke, pretending to be a desperate old woman in need of work. The guard looked at her pitifully and said, "Madame Vanessa hates dirty people. I don't think she'll—" Before he could finish, Vanessa's voice came from behind the gate. "What's going on there?" The guard quickly explained that an old woman was begging for work. Vanessa folded her arms, scoffed, and said, "Fine. If she can clean the compound and wash the cars, let her. I don't like lazy people." And so, the rich mother became the gate cleaner in her own daughter's mansion. For 3 days, she swept floors, washed cars, and watered flowers silently. She watched how Vanessa treated her staff, shouting at the cook, mocking the gardener, and ignoring greetings from cleaners. Every insult, every careless laugh cut deep into Teresa's heart. Yet she said nothing. She wanted Vanessa's heart to reveal itself completely. On the 4th evening, Vanessa hosted a grand dinner for her friends. The compound sparkled with lights, and music filled the air. Teresa, still dressed as the old cleaner, was ordered to stand by the corner in case the guests needed anything. At one point, Vanessa laughed loudly and said to her friends, "You see that old woman by the gate? I found her wandering outside. I decided to help her, even though she stinks like poverty." Laughter filled the table. Everyone looked at Teresa with mocking eyes. But then, as the dinner went on, one of Vanessa's friends recognized the cleaner's eyes. "Wait! I've seen this woman somewhere before," she whispered. The murmurs grew, and slowly Teresa stood up. Her voice was calm but carried power. "Yes, you've seen me before, but not like this." She untied her scarf. Her gray wig fell. Her wrinkled clothes came off, revealing a beautiful gown beneath. The room fell silent. Vanessa's fork dropped. "Mom," she whispered, trembling. "Yes, Vanessa," Teresa said, her tone breaking. "I am your mother. The one you mocked, the one you called a beggar, the one you made sweep your gate." Gasps filled the air. Cameras clicked. Vanessa's friends stood frozen. Tears rolled down Teresa's face. "I didn't come here to embarrass you, my child. I came to see if you still had the heart I once knew." Vanessa fell to her knees, shaking. "Mom, I didn't know." But her mother raised a hand gently. "No, Vanessa. You did know. You just didn't care." She turned slowly and began to walk out of the mansion, her chauffeur already waiting outside with the car door open. Everyone watched as the once poor cleaner entered her luxury car and drove off into the night, leaving behind silence, shame, and lessons that would haunt Vanessa forever. Moral: when love is tested, it's not wealth that proves loyalty, it's character.